Today we are going to be speed painting one of the best colour schemes known to man in literally the easiest way possible for the Imperial Fists.
The Imperial Fists, the defenders of our very own planet Terra, are a legion known for their siege warfare and mainly their successor chapters. The only time I've personally seen them while reading the lore is when the Dark Angels kill one of their veterans, searching for Cypher, but that's a story for another time. And for today's miniature, we are going to be using one of the very best sculpts that there are for Terminators, and that is the Space Marines Heroes Blood Angels Chapter Terminators. Whereas basically a gacha system where you got random Terminators in each little box. And this all started from a series I'm running on YouTube Shorts where every week you get to decide what chapter you want me to paint these Space Marines up as. And I want to make them a little bit more different, so it's time to add a small bit of kit bashing. For this, I wanted some electricity coming from this Thunder Hammer. And to make this effect, I'm going to be using 0.2mm jewelry wire. And the way we're going to make this look like some lightning bolts is we're going to grab some tweezers and make gentle zigzags down the wire. One thing to make sure to make it look better is to make sure to change your angle of attack, twisting it round instead of just making gentle bends. And to attach the wire, I just dabbed the tiniest bit of super glue either on the end of the wire, but what I mainly did was add the super glue to the model and just slightly slot it in. I chose the eyes on the skull of the hammer, as well as any parts where it might look a little bit cool. Now this is a speed paint and I want to get this done as fast as possible, so I primed the Terminator in White Scar, which is a really good white primer from Games Workshop. But most white primers should do. Now as you see here, I'm going to be airbrushing this, but this will work just the same without an airbrush, and this is the only time I am using it. And once our yellow base coat is done, it's time to move over one of my favourite contrast paints, Black Legion, which is one of the best black paints out there. And it's basically just one coat straight out the pot. And for this we're going to be covering it all over the shields and all of the under armour, like the elbows, behind the knees. And then the next paint we're going to be using is Decayed Metal, one of my favourite metallics, and for this we're going to be painting the whole trim of the shield, as well as any iconography on the Terminator. And this is the part where you kind of want to start being careful not to get any onto the yellow armour. It's quite easy to fix and I'll show you how later, but it just saves a bit of time if we don't spill over. And probably the most unnecessary paint in all this is the Wildwood Contrast paint, which I'm just going to paint this leather, and it is slightly thinned down, but it is such a lovely paint. I also quickly paint this little panel on the hammer, as I forgot to earlier, which means we're going to be moving on to our secondary metallic paint of the day, and that is Black Metal from Scale 75, which is a lovely dark silver. And with this we're going to be painting all of the wires, the back vents on the armour, as well as the primary handle of the hammer. And of course, who can forget these lovely front vent tubes. Now for the actual main armor casing on the hammer, I chose to use Black Templar, which is a lovely blue-black. Now in the actual final paint scheme, you won't see any of this, so I would probably just skip this step fully, but if you do want to paint any electrical effects, then this is what I'd use. Over the yellow, it makes a lovely kind of army green. And now it's time to fix all of the mistakes I've made over the painting, and for this I'm going to be using Ulthuan Grey. I never know how to actually say that word, but this is a wonderful air paint that is pretty much white but a very light grey if you want to be pedantic, and we're just going to cover over all the mistakes on the yellow armour with this. While we're painting white, I'm going to be using a white ink on the back vents. This is something you might like or absolutely hate, but I really want to make it look fiery hot, like his suit's going into overdrive, channeling as much power as it can. And as you see, I've quickly stuck the head on and I painted the little lights white, as well as the front of his mask in a little bit of silver that I used earlier. And now it's time to quickly highlight some of the areas. And to start, I'm going to start by base coating and highlighting the skull shard on his shoulder pauldron. For this, I'm starting with Petroleum Grey, and we're going to be doing this on a different model because I forgot to press record. But we're just starting with this dark grey, and we're going to be adding increments of ivory white into the mixture until we're happy. And I'm just going to basically be dabbing in this all across the skull, adding tiny highlights.
As some of you may have noticed on my posts, I'm now going to be doing some members only content. This will include occasionally a nice basing video, and I'm going to be making a PDF version of every single one of my new painting tutorials, and hopefully it'll help you out a bit. And eventually I'd like to make all of these videos public, so you won't miss out on anything.
And with that, I just want to say a quick thank you to the first ever member of the channel, The Distinct Butter. And the next area we're going to be highlighting is all of the decayed metal with some elven gold. And this is going to really make that gold pop and shine and make it look nice and old. And I do this over all of the decayed metal, and the way I'm doing it is just gently stippling across all the brass, just enough so you can see it still underneath the paint. Which means we're going to move on to making lovely fiery orange. When it comes to painting something really hot at this scale, we're going to start by using some neon paints, and to start we are using fluorescent red from Green Stuff World. We're going to be putting this over all of the white paint. And once it's dried, I'm bringing back out the white ink, and we're going to go over just in the center in all of that fluorescent red. Now I think you can probably skip this paint for the next step, but for just in case, I'm going to be using fluorescent orange by AK Interactive over all of that white ink, and it really brings up that contrast. And for our final step, we're adding that white ink once again just to the center of each vent. And for our extreme highlight of orange, we're using Luminous Orange by AK Interactive, which is a phenomenally bright orange paint. And with that out the way, let's move over to the head and start painting his visors in some Frostheart contrast paint, which is a wonderfully bright blue. And with that same blue, it's time to paint all of that electricity, and I'll be perfectly candid, I have no idea what I'm doing here, but I thought it's time just to try things out and see what looks alright. With some white paint, I started adding little strikes of white over all the electricity, and then dabbed some bearing blue by scale 75. This isn't really that necessary though. Now this is probably the hard part, where I'm going to try and sketch some lightning bolts going down the hammer. I don't think I'll ever be able to recreate this in the exact pattern, but it's just time to have some fun and try and draw some lightning. And once I was happy with the little bit of lightning I drew, it was time to grab some Talisar blue, or just use the same Frostheart blue you had before, slightly thin down, and just paint it all over the hammer. And the hard part about recreating electricity in this manner is there are so many layers, so we're just going to repeat the first step again, drawing some more lightning bolts inside the lightning bolts we did before, adding some more texture. We're then going to do the same thing again and add either Talisar blue or Frostheart blue, depending how bright you want your blue to be. And if you're extra fancy, you can take a very bright blue and add some white and add just tiny dots into the center of the lightning. Now I did this about 3 or 4 times, and this is how it ended up looking at the end. I think this is very much a love or hate paint scheme, but I think it looks alright for a first attempt. And speaking of love or hate, it's time to add a dark brown enamel wash from AK Interactive. I just couldn't help myself, but it's such an easy way to shade your miniatures, and I think it adds a really cool effect at the end, which will contrast really nicely with the bright oranges and the blues. I also tried using a sponge for the first time to get rid of the enamel wash. It took too much away, so I quickly resolved back to just using a paintbrush and dabbing it into my little pool of mineral spirits. And this is pretty much the whole paint scheme. If you really want, you can add some extra yellows at the end to add some more highlights to it, but that's not necessary. Let's have a quick look at what it looks like at the end. And if you enjoyed today's episode or learnt a thing or two, make sure to like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and make sure to watch this video that's on the screen now. See ya!